position Sri Lanka as a corporate destination for MICE travelers. So thank you, and we are open for your questions.
One thing that I would like to inform all you all, as you know, after the pandemic, the country went through political turmoil, but as of now, Sri Lanka is extremely safe and there is absolutely no problem. So I request all my media colleagues to take this message very clearly to the Indian community, say that Sri Lanka is safe and they can, without a problem, travel any time of the year. So please take that message. As you know, we earlier had a campaign, mainly we used to say, visit Sri Lanka, but with this Indian tour, we are globally with a new campaign, say, you come back for more. Sri Lanka, you come back for more, which is going to be our new tagline. Because like how I mentioned and Dr. mentioned and my colleague mentioned, that there is so much which you can't cover within a short period. So therefore, we don't want Sri Lanka to be in someone's bucket list where you say, yes, I visited. Because we have our repeat rate is extremely high, somewhere close to 30%. So that's something that we will focus on. Why you have so many repeaters is because there's something attractive and there is much more than that one could absorb at one given time. So politically, we are absolutely in a steady situation and the country is moving as usual, absolutely no problem, no scarcities, nothing. So please take that message to the Indian one. Thank you.
No, just regarding the safety aspect, because ever since our crisis started, for the last 2 years, I should say that, ever since the crisis was there, this is one of the issues I have been facing in Mumbai. Wherever I go, even my social occasions or even my official occasions, even last week I was in Kerala, right, the place I grew up literally, right, I studied. They also, wherever I went, the first question they ask is, how safe is Sri Lanka? So I used to smile at them. I just used to smile, as a typical Sri Lankan, that is the first reaction we always get, smiling, right, we smiled, right. I should say that I'm the fact that we did not have any crisis. We had a crisis, but that crisis, I should say that was mostly economical, right? When I say economical, I should say more specifically it was foreign currency liquidity issue. The moment foreign currency liquidity issue emerged, what happened was it affected all our import supply chain, including the petroleum products and pharmaceuticals, right? And these petroleum products means, that what would happen, there was chaos in the country, that people were waiting for the fuel at the fuel stations, and, then unfortunately for us, I should say that is our fortunate as well as unfortunate aspect of Sri Lanka is, Sri Lanka happened to locate in the most important geostrategic location in the world, right? So with that, what happened was some of the geopolitical stakeholders, right, this economic turbulence, or that economic crisis, not economic, the foreign currency crisis, what happened was it created into a bit of a political turbulence. I specifically use the terminology called turbulence. Why I say turbulence? Because any democracy on and off, now like if you look at India also, right, you get turbulences all over, any given time. The turbulences means, demonstration here, there, demonstration there, and the media, give the publicity for it, and the opposition debate on it, and that has been going on. But unfortunately for us, as I said, what happened was, I'm not naming any nations, but some geopolitical stakeholders, right, manipulated the whole situation and converted the whole thing into a political crisis, or into a political typhoon rather. And I should say that I'm not blaming any of you. The media has done the rest of the job, right? And people like us have to face, right, the questions like how safe is Sri Lanka? And I should say that when you ask me how safe is Sri Lanka, I should say that there are 65 major Indian companies invested in Sri Lanka. And there are more than 3,000 Indian executives, senior executives, living in Sri Lanka with their family members, right? The best thing is you ask any one of them whether Sri Lanka is safe or whether they are happy there or not. Unanimously they will say that we are all very happy there, because I know many of them. Because they enjoy high quality standard of living. The schools of international standards, hospitals of international standards, and I should say that the roads, right, clean roads, carpeted clean roads without any potholes and garbage, and of course without any traffic cacophony, right? That is Sri Lanka, and I'm sure that they all enjoy their life. You ask them, you ask any one of them, right? They will say that we are all very happy there. Okay, thank you.
After financial crisis,
Yeah.
there is so much hike in inflation in Sri Lanka now. Then how it is affordable tourism for us now?
What is that?
Inflation rate is very high now in Sri Lanka.
You know, because of this one, before the crisis, Indian rupee was around 2.3, I think. One Indian rupee was equivalent to 2.3. Now one Indian rupee is 3.4, right? So that way you benefit. And more than that, what happened was, if you look at our hotel rates now, even now, the pre-COVID, you know, the rates, like $100, $125, you know, for a 5-star room hotel, that still remains the same, right? So I think Indians stand to benefit. And the second thing is now Indian rupee is accepted in Sri Lanka, and UPI has been implemented, right? So it's ease of traveling is very high now. And to be frank with you, now our office is, you know, loaded with, we are getting lot of inquiries on MICE tourism, and also we are getting lot of inquiries on destination weddings, and in fact 2-3 weddings have already taken place, right? And when Indian destination wedding means they book them. Then they resort, like 200 rooms, 300 rooms, 400 rooms they book, right? And it's huge money. They spend lot of money, and we are very happy. Yeah, and film production as well. Quite a few, you know, South Indian films came, and recently I think Ayushmann Khurrana's one film came. Right? Who? Yeah, Prabhudeva came. Right. So shootings also taking place. Right. Now, what I am saying is, you know, it is a Herculean task on our side. We have to break that, the sort of the mindset created by during that crisis time, especially in the Indian media, that we have to break it. That I think only you will have to go and experience it, or you have to speak to the people, you know, who are living there. Right. Whatever I say, you know, you say that normally, I'm not sure, I don't know whether you all will be looking at my nose, whether it is getting longer and longer. Because we diplomats are supposed to say glorified lives on behalf of our nation. Right? I'm not, so that's why I say, don't go by my word. Right? Don't go by my word. Right? Listen to the people there. And that is one of the reasons, because of this economic stability, because of the political stability only. You look at, you know, recently when our president visited Delhi, the sort of MOUs have been signed between India and Sri Lanka. And it's all forward integration. It's all long term. It's not medium term. It's not short term. Right? And one more thing I can tell you, if you look at the economic investments, because I know that I'm lucky that to get, you know, initially when I was posted to Mumbai, I was not very happy because I considered myself as a senior man. I thought that this is a junior posting, but I'm very happy that now I'm here because this is the economic hub of India. Right? And we get a lot of courage, especially on the renewable energy areas, and it's not small investments, I can tell you. It is $15 billion, $20 billion, you know, by the big boys, all interested. And if they want to come and invest in Sri Lanka, or if the government of India want to, you know, sign these MOUs on, you know, various long-term projects, right? If Sri Lanka is politically unstable, or if Sri Lanka is economically unstable, will they do it? No. Right? So go by those. Right. Thank you.
There is a drastic fall in footfalls, like it was around 4 lakhs in 2018, and it's around like 1.7 lakhs. So why was it so? Like it was just because of this political scenario?
No, footfall is?
Like the tourist was like tourism, yeah. And why did you choose Pune? Because there are big cities like Mumbai, Delhi for road shows. Why?
No, Mumbai we have already done. Last year we have done. Last year, my understanding is Mumbai we have done, then Chennai we have done, Hyderabad we have done, Cochin we have done. No?
Yeah, so we started
After we came out of the pandemic, the first country we chose was India. So we started from Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad. Then we went to the south. We did Kerala, that 3 cities there, and then we have come here. The reasons why we have chosen, for example, Kolkata, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, and Pune. These are all big cities that travel well, especially Ahmedabad, Kolkata, and Sri Lankan Airlines used to fly direct services. And we see a rising growth of arrivals from these cities. So that's a reason why we are conducting roadshows.
Which state contributes to the maximum tourists in this 170 wala figure? So it's
India, currently India is our number one arrival.
Like in India, I'm asking about
the states.
Yeah.
So basically the north and the south.
Any figures for Pune? Like if you have some figures, like how many tourists?
Pune, we don't have.
But still I was surprised. I think yesterday on India, Times of India, one of the newspapers, because I cover around 5 to 6 newspapers a day. So one of the newspapers, there was some statistics because of this Canadian issue, right? How Canada is going to lose out, because of these tourist things and all. Right? There was a report. There I was surprised. Sri Lankan tourists to India is 1.8 million. So when you look at the proportion, the population proportion for 22 million out of 22 million population, 1.8 million Sri Lankans visiting India means out of 140 billion population, I think we expect at least, right? I don't know, you are according to your imagination, Indian tourists to come to Sri Lanka.
So the cost variation that you told, like it's a benefit for foreigners to visit Sri Lanka. So what is the difference like it is to visit Sri Lanka?
What the doctor is trying to say is, we as a country, we have not become, it has become more affordable for the Indians because the rupee has devalued. But actually, if you look at our hotel rates are actually increased now, especially the city hotels, because the government has come up with a minimum city hotel rate. That's because we foresee the coming in the winter is going. So we want to maximize the revenue. So for the city hotels, we have started a minimum rate starting from $100 plus for 5-star. So, but the point is for Indians, Sri Lanka has become more affordable, even at the current higher, it will increase the rates.
Another big question that comes into the tourist mind is about securities. How do you assure the tourists who visit there, there would be a very good security? If there is any issues, they can contact some office.
Okay, this development authority will take it.
Well, I totally agree. I think one of the most important things is when you go to a country, you look for safety. So in that sense, if you really see Sri Lanka police, that is the authorities have allocated a separate unit which functions as tourism police unit. So they work hand in hand with Sri Lanka Development Authority, and we have identified especially the areas that the tourists travel, especially if we take the beaches, or we have police posts. Not that anyone will come and try to hit you, but in case if there's a problem, any concern, you can reach tourist police where they will take immediate action to do that. In addition, as we are in the modern era, we are in the process of formulating an app. So any tourist land in Sri Lanka can download that app. You can see what attractions in the area, you name it, the restaurants. The most important thing is the security. Which tuk-tuk do you take? Which taxi do you take? What's the number? So all those aspects are covered. So thereby
1 million tourists coming from India, right?
no, 1 million overall.
Is this is level higher than the pandemic or the turbulence?
Well, 2018 was one of the best years where we crossed about 2.4 million tourist arrivals. But the way we are going currently, we feel we could finish 2023 with about 1.5, 1.6 rate. And our target for 2024 is roughly about 2.5 million. We are very confident. The way things are picking up and the way arrivals happening, we should be able to hit that number.
And you also mentioned UPI. So any data you can give on how many transactions or volumes have taken place on UPI?
Just introduce, it's very early. I would say it was still not even 2 months, they were 2 months. So it's little too early. I think we are yet to receive income quarter. At least you need to finish a quarter for you to see the results coming out. But definitely through consulate officers, we'll keep you all posted on the progress we are making.